Because there are lives that are already lost to shrines, to idols in their villages. If a boy's life is not lost, why will he find it difficult to stop smoking? Why will it be difficult for him to stop alcohol? Why will it be difficult for him to stop strange habits? Why will he be a pastor and for 5 years he cannot raise 50 people in a church if his life is not lost? My question to you is, how can something Satan stole serve God? Somebody said that man is a born again child of God. I said, what do you mean by born again? What do you really mean? Are you saying that God should take that life that is already wasted by the devil from birth? Are you saying that you cannot see how that heart is? How ordinary that heart is? Are you saying that you can't see it? Are you saying that you can't see that this heart is fallen, is ordinary, is stupid? And you're saying that God should take it. How? How can God take it? That particular life is not usable by God because the life is lost to Satan. Somebody started a church and is pastoring a church the way a church should not be pastored. It is because he has lost his life and God can't use that life. For about 40 years, I have seen people who said, but that guy that died is a believer. I said, what do you mean by believer? What do you mean by believer? This guy that came to church and sat down, he sat down in the church without life. The water spirit of his village took his life and then turned his spirit into a snake. You can see it. And then he came to us and said, child of God, how? If that life is destroyed by Satan, you cannot make it of God. We are in a time we are bringing to God people who doesn't come from God. If you say that they are from God, from their behavior, does their behavior look like the behavior of God's people? Does the seed in them look like the seed of God people? Somebody is a pastor, he's borrowing money up and down. Because he wants to eat food he can't afford. If we are from God, we should look like God and behave like him. Did you hear what I said? I said, if we are from God, we should look like God and behave like him. Not when I wish he took somebody's life and, excuse me, I was telling him, I said, when we went to the village there, in the camp there to go and pray in the bush, I know there is only one reason why that bush remained. Fallen gods took the life of young men in the village there and replaced them with the spirit of failure. Make them mentally and spiritually incapacitated. Wearied their understanding. Suffocate their intelligence with evil habits. Destroy their imaginations. Took away their strength to win, so that they can be servant of events. Manipulate their minds, and then keep on watching them from the corrupted firmament, and then afflict them. That is why a child of God can come up and have cancer, have kidney failure. Stupid, very stupid. How can How can Satan afflict a saint? If that scent is from God, the scent will not be afflicted. Touch, not my anointed, I do my prophet no harm. If a scent is afflicted, then the scent is connected to the devil. The so-called scent. And can I tell you something? There is something you will never be able to hide. You will never be able to hide people who are connected to Satan. The character must be there. If he denies it in dream, he will behave it in the morning. There is something that one will not be able to hide. The character that represents your personality. That whether you're from God or from Satan, it must show. Priorities. And then how can an incapacitated spirit be made child of God? Excuse me, hear me. In another 5, 6, 7 years, you see that camp around Galilee, there will be no one single bush there. Not one. God will punish every idol that want to create bitterness. Is on me. Terrible bitterness is on me. God will punish every idol 10 times over. I don't need to buy it. Like when I was there in Galilee, I will say, oh God, if I be your servant, hit the fire 7 times like a very hot charcoal and land it into 10 kilometers around that camp there and let me hear the noise. And in the realm of the spirit, I will hear kata, 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 kata. There was one particular night there, we finished program, and I was coming out of the auditorium. I hear fire come from the altar. I was doing kata, 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 into far place, to Umuze. Into that bush, now why everywhere, idols near. I said, run for your life. I'm still coming there. Run. I'll be there in April. If I meet any idol there in Umushu, God will not forgive that idol. I told him, I said, in Galilee program, for the first time in his presence, we are going to do chain prayer. That is the first time I am praying in that village for 10 days non-stop. From welcome to God's presence, the number 1, prayer will not end in that village until 10 days. Every minute, every second. Then I will see where wicked men will be. And if you're hearing me, you're a wicked man, you're from my village hearing me. Now this is my advice. Run from there before I come back. Anywhere you run, I will not look for you. But if I meet you there, you won't forget. And if you're an idol and you're in that village, I will come there as Jehovah, a capital ambassador of Jehovah, to find your evil in your root. Not only in that Aguata, Nambara, in the whole of Alibo. And those who are going with me are angry angels. From now, I'm only telling them we're going to be angry for 4 months before we start going. I said, we'll be angry for how many? By the time before we start going, our body has peeled. Red. You know, people like us, when we are angry and because we are afraid, everywhere we turn red. As we are going, we will turn red and be going. I said we will turn because a shrine. If we suffer, I'm even starting the suffering on Monday. It is only God who is in heaven that know what this year is all about. So as many as Satan has stolen their life, I command their life to be returned. My brothers, my sisters, wherever their lives are what? Are stolen. Their life must be what? Let me tell you something that you need to hear. When you hear that somebody is sick, diseased, or died, the first thing that Satan did was to disconnect them from God. Somebody can be going to church every Sunday without knowing that he's already disconnected. I'm sharing on disconnecting your body from diseases and Satan. If your body must be disconnected from disease and Satan, you must connect it back to God. I say, if a man's body must be disconnected from diseases and I said that body must be connected back to God. Diseases and Satan and death can only take people's life after their life is disconnected from God. It is only somebody whose life is disconnected from God that can stay in long suffering. I said that can do you know, when you talk about the mind, the body, you're talking about a young man that is not in charge of himself, that is not in charge of himself because he has lost his life. So every single day he go to a wretched market square and sit down there with a small amount of money, and 11 hours has gone. One wretched place. In the morning, you go to that place with small amount of money, sitting down there, waiting for buyers that he doesn't know where they are coming from. What are you